Hello, bonjour. My name is Bernadette Clément. I'm the Mayor of Cornwall, and welcome to Street Level, Episode 8. This is a packed episode, as usual. A lot of it is filmed on city employees' cell phones due to COVID restrictions. So we're going to take tours with a focus on transit. Thank you, Tina. We're going to talk about snowbank removal, shoveling around fire hydrants. We're going to take a tour of the Civic complex. There is a big seat replacement program going on there. We're going to talk about paramedics and vaccination, very important topic right now. We're going to talk about what it's like at Glen, Stor Lodge and what it's been like there during lockdown. And we're going to talk about Black History Month, February. There are a couple of really great interviews about what's going on right here in our community. And we're going to take a look at Guindon Park because it's beautiful and it is a perfect time to be outside. Bienvenue, welcome, enjoy Street Level Episode 8.
Hi, my name is Emma. I'm your Public Information Coordinator, and I'm here with Jason LaValle, a Recreation Supervisor. Jason, tell me, how comfortable is your seat?
Very comfortable. Looking forward to this.
So the seats over the last, year or so have been replaced kind of one by one. Can you talk a bit about the process of how these seats are getting upgraded a bit?
Yeah, so basically they come in different sizes. We have 16s, 17s, and 18s. And there's about 4,200 seats, I think, total. So between jobs, our staff has been kind of asked to go around and start changing. They have a process. They have a system set up in the promenade here around the walk path. And so they just basically pull the seat apart. They have to re-cushion, refabric it. And there's about 17 or 18 clips that are put in and put back together. So it's kind of a timely task, but we took it on ourselves rather than contract it out, where our staff is doing it themselves. And they're doing a great job. It's time consuming, but it's going well.
So I think what's kind of interesting is that we're not losing the whole seat, right? Like the back is the same.
Yep.
And the metal piece kind of in the middle of the seat is also the same.
That's right. We kept the steel framing because it was already very in good shape. The only thing that was really deteriorated over the years was the foam cushion and the fabric itself.
How old are these seats?
So these seats are actually all original from 1976. I think at one point there might have been a bit of an upgrade in the fabric, but overall the actual supports and the steel is all original.
It's retro.
Very much so.
So I've seen what it looks like when your staff are taking these seats apart, and it's kind of almost like a little explosion of dust and dirt, so it was time. Yeah,
it was time. Over the years we've done a better job in the ventilation system, dehumidification, so the humidity levels aren't where they used to be, and I think the moisture got in these seats over the years, and that's what deteriorated the material. So hopefully with the rooftops the way they are and the condition of our facility now, these seats will last for a very long time again.
One thing that's kind of worked out okay for the complex is the building's been closed to the public for quite a while, and that's allowed us to do these upgrades, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we've taken advantage. We've made a list of things that we could capitalize on and get done for the public whenever we reopen. And we're really pleased to be able to do this, so that I think people will be very satisfied and very happy to come back, and we're looking forward to seeing these seats filled again, and hopefully soon.
It looks sharp in here too. In the last episode we highlighted a bit of the work that's been done with the lighting as well. It looks so fresh and bright in here.
Yeah, so the lighting was a really exciting project for me. I'm sure a lot of people are going to appreciate it once they return. What we can do with them, what it's been able to do. The light levels are much higher. It's much cleaner and of course more efficient, which is what everyone wants at the end of the day. So, and we're able to do that at the Benson as well. Very pleased with it, and in turn it's going to save us, the city, a lot of money and a lot less labor to maintain. So it's a win-win all the way around. So.
Well, thank you so much, Jason, and like you, I look forward to being back in this facility for a sports game someday in the future.
Great, thank you very much.
Welcome to Guindon Park. If you haven't been here yet this winter, you're missing out. We have groomed cross-country ski trails, we have snowshoe trails, and you can also walk as long as you're not disrupting the cross-country ski or the snowshoe trails. This has been one of our most popular parks this winter, I think because of the wide variety of options that you have to choose from. Bienvenue au Parc Guindon. Cet hiver, je vous encourage de le découvrir et essayer un nouveau sport comme la raquette, le ski de fond, le fat biking ou même encore la marche. One of the new additions we have this year is fat biking, and that's because of the work of a lot of really wonderful volunteers who put the time in to make the trails. So when we pulled up to shoot this scene today, I had never seen the parking lot so busy, and I think that's been common throughout the year. If you've been to Guindon Park, you know that lots of other people are using it. So as the COVID-19 guidelines change, we just ask that you stay in the loop and take a look at what those are before you come out. So we do recommend that you keep your distance from other people using the park, that you respect group sizes before you go, and that if you find that you might be close to other park users, that you keep your mask on. And of course, if you're not feeling well, we would ask you to stay home. Donc, puisque nous sommes encore dans une pandémie, il y a toujours des restrictions à suivre. Si vous pouvez visiter cornwall.ca/hiver pour consulter les restrictions avant de visiter, ça serait bien. D'habitude, on vous encourage de vous garder à une distance de 2 mètres et aussi de porter un masque si vous allez être en contact avec un grand nombre de personnes. Guindon Park isn't the only place that has awesome things to do this winter. Lamrou Park has a brand new outdoor rink. We've also been keeping the trails, the walking trails, plowed and salted so that you can go for walks outside. And we have outdoor rinks scattered across the city. So, when you're planning your next outdoor winter adventure in Cornwall, you might want to check out cornwall.ca/winter. That's where we have all the list for the fun things you can do, as well as the current COVID-19 restrictions. Have fun!
My name is Jamie. I'm a skilled laborer with the City of Cornwall. Part of our duties as skilled laborer is working in roads, waterworks, and most recently I was working at the Benson Center, the arena here in Cornwall. When the stay-at-home order came into effect at the end of December, a group of us were moved from the arena to the Glen Stor Lodge, the City of Cornwall's long-term care facility. It's 4:45 a.m. I'm just getting ready to start my shift here as a screener. So I'm going to meet you guys inside and we'll go through some of the duties that I do as the screener in the city's facility. Just inside the main entrance at Glen Stor Lodge. This is your only way in and your only way out of the building. And reason for this is because everybody that comes in has to be screened. And we have to take your information for tracing. I'm wearing my personal protective equipment. And when people come in, they'll come over here. And this is where I do the screening. This area here is where we have some of the PPE stored. You can see there's quite a bit of boxes around. This is just a small sample of the personal protective equipment that has to be on hand in order for staff members, people visiting. These are boxes of gowns, masks, face shields, rubber gloves. When we were first deployed here about a month and a half ago, we came into a full COVID outbreak. I actually started on the 2nd floor, which is the dementia floor. And at that time we had 4 or 5 residents who had tested positive for COVID. So it was a little interesting coming over in the middle of an outbreak, but the staff was very friendly and they helped us out with everything. Made it a lot more comfortable for myself and my co-workers. Today I spoke with Stephen Golden, the administrator, and at this time we have 0 residents that have tested positive for COVID, and almost all the employees have been tested and they've all come back negative. Just waiting on a couple tests that were done today. But that's great news for the staff, the residents, and their families, because the restrictions have been very tight during the outbreak. Families haven't been able to visit their loved ones, and the staff's been working really hard with very tight restrictions. But over the past few weeks, those restrictions have proved that you can beat the virus, and that's what's happening right here. So things are definitely on the upswing, and it's great to see.
Good afternoon, my name is Tina Jodway Ash. I'm the newest supervisor here at Cornwall Transit. We're currently in the dispatch office where I do some of my work. My job or my role as a supervisor here at Cornwall Transit is to oversee the day-to-day operations of the transit services that we provide to the community of Cornwall. So now I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our AVL system. Our AVL system is used to locate our buses in real time. It also updates our transit app, which you can find in the App Store on your phone. So if you're out and about, you can very quickly take a look and see where your bus is and at what time it will arrive at the stop closest to you. And that information is updated here in our AVL system. The only difference with our AVL system and the system or the app itself that you would use as a customer is that I can actually see all of our buses that are en route at the time that I'm looking at it. So it's real time. Also, you can use the Way to Go website to locate buses as well. So you would basically go to the cornwall.ca website and click on the Way to Go device and locate your bus at that time as well. So now I'm going to show you the route match system. The route match system here is used to schedule handy transit trips for our customers who are using the handy transit service. So when they call the office, they could either speak with a supervisor such as myself or a handy transit coordinator in order to schedule a trip. And basically we would just plug their information in here, the time that they have requested to be picked up and dropped off, and then that information would then be downloaded to individual tablets which would be located on our handy transit buses, so that operators, when they're out and about, are able to see their next call, arrive on time, and drop off accordingly. Hi again, now we're outside and I wanted to show you our new buses. Newest to Cornwall Transit, we have 3 new handy transit buses equipped with our new logo, Cornwall Transit, Way to Go. And we also have new pinstripe. It's green in color to match our logo with the Way to Go. And we also have our website up top there. So these are our new buses. We have 3 brand new buses here at Cornwall Transit for our handy transit customers. Now if you want to come with me, I'd like to show you a couple new things that we have here in our new, brand new Cornwall Transit handy transit buses. So come on in and we'll take a look. Here we have our state-of-the-art fare boxes and our enclosure here. And if you come on in, just watch your step coming up that ramp. We have a wheelchair here, and it's just an example of how a wheelchair would be secured in a bus using our Q-strength system. And we have room here for 14 passengers. So 14 comfortable seats for our passengers here on our handy transit buses. Get ready in April, there are 6 new Nova buses coming. In cold weather or even in snow, Cornwall Transit is the way to go.
Hi, this is Fire Chief Jeff Weaver, and we're out at a hydrant that is buried. With all the snow that's coming down lately, we need your help on a daily basis to try to clean up all the hydrants in the city. City crews are out there, fire crews will be out too, helping out to clean up the hydrants, but we need your help too. There are so many good things you can do with the snow around a fire hydrant, like make a snow fort. You can make snow angels. You can give each other face washes. Ugh. And the best of all is you could have a snowball fight. Ugh.
Hi, my name is Michel Landouet. I'm with the Cornwall SD&G Paramedic Services. I've been a paramedic for 19 and a half years. So we're going through a very tough time right now. It's a pandemic, as we all know. And I think it's very important for everybody to become vaccinated. The reason I believe this is important is so we can all get back to our normal lives and we can all do the usual stuff that we're used to doing and enjoy. I've been chosen to be part of the vaccination team. And that's a team that works in conjunction with the Eastern Ontario Health Union. Together, we're going to all the different long-term care nursing homes right now, and we're vaccinating all the residents. I believe it's going very well, and things are progressing well to eventually get to the next step where we're going to be doing seniors in the community. I know this has been going on for a long time, the pandemic, and people are getting tired, but hang in there. Continue to socially distance and wear your mask and be safe out there.
Welcome to Street Level, and this is the Black History Month edition. So we're going to focus on some of the celebrations that are taking place and some of the history around Black History Month. So on screen, we have Sonia Bélin, chargée de projet avec l'ACFO. So I'm going to start by doing a quick interview with Sonia around what activities are being organized by ACFO. And then also on screen is Sarah Racine, and I'm going to be talking to her about John Baker. So wait till you hear about that. So we'll start with Sonia. Bienvenue Sonia, Sonia Bélin. Alors, chargée de projet, qu'est-ce que vous faites pour le mois de l'histoire des Noirs, le mois de février?
Alors, d'abord, merci. En ce qui concerne le mois de l'histoire des Noirs, l'ACFO a eu l'honneur, le privilège, beaucoup de plaisir à échanger avec les différentes organisations qui sont partenaires et qui représentent les différentes communautés noires de la région de Stor and Calgary. Nous avons donc établi avec ces partenaires une programmation commune pour mieux répondre à l'objectif, le thème de cette année pour le mois de l'histoire des Noirs, qui est l'avenir, c'est maintenant. Alors nous, afin de célébrer cet avenir qui se présente maintenant et qui permet de paver ce que l'on espère inspirera la jeunesse, nous avons décidé justement de partir avec ces idées et de proposer différents événements.
Alors, pourquoi que c'est important pour l'ACFO de célébrer le mois de l'histoire des Noirs?
L'essentiel, je pense, pendant cette période, c'est de célébrer, d'honorer mais d'inspirer aussi. L'ACFO a le désir de représenter et puis au quotidien de répondre à ce désir de validation et de célébration identitaire et culturelle de toutes les personnes qui composent notre communauté et notre région. Et je pense qu'aujourd'hui, tout particulièrement, pendant le mois de l'Histoire des Noirs, c'est important de célébrer ces personnes qui s'identifient comme appartenant à cette communauté et qui ont le goût et le plaisir de célébrer leur identité culturelle.
Merci beaucoup, Sonia. Et ça nous fait plaisir à la Ville de Cornwall de pouvoir proclamer aussi ce mois officiellement comme le mois de l'Histoire des Noirs à Cornwall, comme partout ailleurs au Canada. Et on remercie toujours l'ACFO pour le travail que l'ACFO fait justement pour soutenir cette proclamation et pour soutenir une très belle programmation que vous avez décrite. Merci, Madame Delisle.
Merci à vous.
And now on to Sarah Racine. So we continue with the Black History Month theme. And what we like is not only your interest in history, but also your expertise around the topic and your focus on our community. So welcome to Street Level.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to talking about John Baker because this is somebody that we don't know. So why don't I just turn it over to you and you talk to us.
Perfect. So before I get into John Baker, I kind of want to backtrack a little bit to kind of tie into his story. So I'm going to start talking about a gentleman named James Gray. So James Gray was a lieutenant colonel in the British Army who was given land after his service in the American Revolution. So today we know this area as Gray's Creek. So James Gray had 4 colored slaves. He had 2 women slaves and he had 2 men slaves. So John and Simon Baker, 2 brothers. So anyway, in 1795, he ended up passing away and he gave all of his property, which of course included the slaves, to his son, Robert Isaac Day Gray. Now, Robert was the Attorney General of Upper Canada, and he actually tried to enforce laws that gave slaves better rights. So he really advocated for them, which is incredible given the time that we're talking about. Anyway, Robert and Simon ended up going through Lake Ontario in 1804, and unfortunately their boat capsized, so the 2 of them ended up passing away. But in Robert's will, he basically gave all of his slaves the right to be free, and he actually left them with land and money so that they were set off to kind of start their lives after he passed away. Which brings us to John Baker. So John Baker is now a free man. And what is incredible about him is he was actually a well-educated slave. So he could read, he could write. He was so well-educated that after Robert passed away, he actually worked for a judge in York, which is today's Toronto. And in 1812, he volunteered for the Upper Canada militia to repel the United States. And he actually had further military service because he was actually in the American Revolution as well. He fought in major battles, so much so that he was granted a shilling a day for the rest of his life because he was so valuable in the movement. In 1815, he actually went to Europe and fought in the Napoleonic Wars as well. And reading through his memoirs, he actually said that he saw Napoleon go by on a horse, and he kind of noted that he was a little bit chubby and would always jump over the ditches. John later returned to Cornwall, Upper Canada, but he settled in Cornwall for the rest of his life. And people would often see him going down Pitt Street limping because he was older, he was very up in age, to go to P.E. Adams' store. He would just kind of do like odd jobs for him. He'd go there so often that when he would sit down, he'd sit in the same chair all the time. His footprints were like engraved in the hardwood floor because he was there every day. He ended up passing away January 17th, 1871, and local newspapers said he was 105 years old at the time that he passed away. Judge Pringle, in his account of basically Cornwall's history, the Lunenburg and Eastern District, he wrote that he was the last surviving enslaved person of American descent in both Canada East and Canada West, so Ontario and Quebec.
It's great to delve into the past, but think about how that's going to support all kinds of work and education and celebration in the future. So,
amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sonia, for sharing, and thank you very much, Sarah.
All
Hello, everyone. I have a special opportunity today to be interviewing a very special person, Mr. Johnson Adetokun.
Yes.
And he is an employee with Glen, Stor Lodge. And the occasion of this interview is because it's Black History Month. And Johnson has agreed graciously to have a quick chat so that we can just get a little background and talk about what it's like to work for the city and what it's like to celebrate Black History Month here in Canada. So welcome, Johnson.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
First of all, I appreciate giving opportunity to have this interview. I landed in Ottawa with my family 2 years ago. So right from Nigeria. And then when we get here, we are looking to a lot of things that how can we be useful in this community? And then we realized that, okay, I can stop everything and go ahead to study nursing. We don't even know that something like PSW is in existence. And then I said, if they can employ me here, that will be fine. But as God wanted, they give me the job by the city, and this are kind of opportunity for me to say, I have to emphasize that it's a great opportunity to, someone like me coming from nowhere, nobody know, and then if coming here and then they employ me over there. So I really appreciate that so much.
And it's an honor for us to be able to know that you chose Eastern Ontario. Very good choice. We are very grateful for that. When did you start at Glen, Stor Lodge?
Oh, I started on January 18 as a resident assistant.
Wow. Okay. So you joined at a time when the pandemic is on. How has that been for you working in this pandemic?
Actually, before then, I was doing my co-op a month before January 18. There's no cases. There's pandemic all over, but there's no cases of COVID-19 during that time. But when we are continuing doing that, and then there's something turned around, and then we have cases of this pandemic issue within our senior. And then I told myself that, okay, if I quit at this time, because we have opportunity, because we are just co-op students, we have opportunity to say, okay, we are not doing anymore. Though which, even our school remove us, that, okay, it's going to be our decision if we are going to continue. But I remember that I sent an email to my instructor then that if employees are not stop working, I think students can continue.
You have the right equipment, but it does take courage, Johnson. There are a lot of people that were worried. And Glen, Stor Lodge is a beloved institution in our community. We love Glen, Stor Lodge. We love the people that live there and work there. So we worried about all of you. And it's good to hear that you felt that you had the right amount of PPE and that you feel that passion for the job. What's your experience been like in Canada, Johnson? Is your family happy here? Are you feeling welcome?
Well, to be sincere to you, we are really welcome. In fact, as I'm talking to you now, it's one of our considerations when I spoke with my wife. Even before we even talk from some weeks ago, we are planning how we are going to move to Cornwall. Yeah, we want to be in Cornwall City because my family, my wife has agreed to that, and I know the children also will love it.
So I want to wish you a happy Black History Month to you, to your wife, to your children. Thank you, Johnson.
Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. Hope you enjoyed Street Level episode 8. It was packed with great information about how to stay safe, be outside, think about vaccination, and also think about being kind as we continue to battle the virus. It's Black History Month, and so for those of you wanting inspiration, education, history, please check out the library. They have a whole list of movies and books that can feed the soul. So stay safe, be kind. À la prochaine. Merci.